So the Wall Street Journal advancing their reporting from the New York Times a day ago, now saying that Paramount Global has actually entered exclusive talks with Skydance Media. This is David Ellison's media and entertainment company. These two parties have now been reported for, I would say, almost 6 months now as sort of dancing around each other. So no surprise that there's interest from Skydance in doing a potential merger with Paramount. The advancement is the exclusivity of those talks, which suggests that Paramount has now at least lasered in on a potential partner. We know that Apollo had bid $11 billion for the studio. Warner Brothers Discovery had been interested in preliminary talks with Paramount. I reported about a month ago that those talks broke down. So this has always been the most interested, logical buyer. The question is, how will this deal be structured? Skydance Media has wanted to do sort of a two-step deal, where first they acquired National Amusements and then potentially merged in the film studio with the Paramount studio. But the Paramount board had always pushed back on that, saying, hey, look, we're only interested if you guys buy the whole thing. So you need to come up with excess capital if you want to do this deal for all of us. So that's what we still don't know. What is the structure of this deal going to look like? And will there be enough of a premium paid so that Paramount Global shareholders are okay with it?
And was that sort of the deciding factor, Alex, that they'd rather sell the company as a whole? Apollo, you mentioned, for example, was just looking for the movie studio. By the way, we did reach out to Paramount. They said they issued a no comment.
Yeah, so look, I think we have known that there was heavy interest from the Skydance side. Skydance, by the way, backed by several private equity firms, KKR, Redbird. Redbird has some old media executives that now work for it. Jeff Zucker, Jeff Shell, who used to run our parent company, NBC Universal. So theoretically, if those guys got involved here, maybe even one of them could take on some sort of leadership role operationally within Paramount to some degree. At least those things have been floated out there as people have speculated about what a deal like this might look like if it gets done.
Yeah.
We're obviously still not to the finish line yet, but at least we can, with exclusive talks, we can say, okay, this may be the buyer of choice for Paramount. Now let's see the structure of the deal and if the shareholders will be happy with one.
What about the price of it? Any indication there? We know that Apollo submitted an $11 billion offer, right, for the movie studio alone. What are we looking at here?
So no indication yet on what the price is, but I do think that that's going to be the determining factor here. Look, Paramount Global has said we have great assets. They're undervalued in the public market. Investors have sort of turned away from the broader legacy media space because of all the losses associated with streaming. But Paramount Pictures is valuable. And look, Apollo just priced Paramount Pictures at $11 billion. That doesn't even count the value of CBS or the streaming assets or everything else that Paramount owns. So I do think price is going to be a major factor, and it's going to be a big enough number if Paramount Global shareholders say, you know what, this is the bid that we want to go with. We won't even look at anything else down the road.